Plato's Communism of Wives and Communism of Property. This question is very important for our PSIR optional. Let's know about the concept of Communism of Wives and Communism of Property. You already know about Plato's philosophical thought and philosophical concept. Plato only believed that a good philosopher can become a good king or a good ruler to any country. Because a philosopher without family and without wife and children, he did not invest his mind on his private interest. It is both internal and external interest. He only thought about public interest. Then society will grow and governance will be good. It is believed by Plato. It is about Plato's ideology. Plato divided society into three classes mainly. It is class 1 consisting of rulers, class 2 warriors, and class 3 producers. Rulers are symbolized with gold and warriors with silver and producers with iron. It is individualism consisting of, for rulers it is a reason, and warriors is a spirit, and producers are appetite. Like this, three classes are divided by Plato. And communism of wives theory is only applicable by rulers, said by Plato. There is no permanent wedding system between the rulers, and only temporary mating is necessary between them. Okay? And they know all problems in the society. It is birth, death, and crisis, economic, political, social, all aspects. But there should be not a permanent relation or permanent wedding system. Only temporary mating is necessary between them. And other arguments of community of wives and property are guardians or first class. It is rulers of a city should work together as a team, as a single team. They will not work as a team if they think in terms of possession of mine and yours. Without this thinking of mine and yours, the notion of possession, property must be eliminated in them. And some other rules are no personal goods are with them. It is housing and meals are shared between them, and no marriage or no life partners, and only temporary mating should available, and child rearing is a community matter. It is child did not know about who is his father or mother, and mother and father also did not know about who is his son or his daughter. By this, child rearing is a community matter between them. I already said that by this community of wives in guardian or ruler class, temporary mating is only available but not permanent relationship or life partner. For this mating in community of wives by Plato political thought, there are some rules. It is this mating was took place between 25 to 55 years for males and 20 to 40 years of age for females. Only for this type of males and females in guardian class is only used, but beyond this age was strictly prohibited. Plato believed that by these community of wives and community of property, a good king or a good ruler is available to our society by the guardian or first class. And then he only rule our country on the basis of public interest, and he not think about private interest, and his external and internal greediness he not work about it. He only think and thought and do works on public interest. So our society will grow and corruption also will become very less. Okay, this is about community of wives. Students, if you have any doubt regarding to this concept, please post in comment section. Okay, let's see about the question on Plato's communism of wives and communism of property in our examination. How to write answer to this question perfectly. Okay, note in your notebook. I will read it. At first, the idea of communism was not completely unknown to the Greeks. Both the Athens and the Sparta people had some sort of communism existed. Plato deserves the credit for the theory of communism of wives and property both on political and physiological basis. Plato wanted the guardian class to be free from material worries so that they may entirely concentrate on public service only. If rulers become the husbandman and housekeeper, they start to fight between internal enemies rather than with external enemies. Plato also realized that if economic power and political power are intertwined, then the political power will be used for gaining economic power. In short, Plato held that combination of political and economic power was bound to lead to corruption. An efficient system of administration could be operated only if economic power was absolutely divorced from political power by Plato. Plato also said that rulers should not touch gold, silver, or precious items. They should not possess anything on their own except for basic facilities. Plato's Communism of Wives is the logical extension of his scheme of communism of property. He fully rejected that abolition of institution of private property without abolition of institution of family, which he opined would result in failure of the system. He was convinced that men always gives priority to the interest of his family and children over the interest of the nation. So he propounded the community of wives and community of property concept to our society, because by this corruption will decreases and he ruled good to the country. Plato's communism is aesthetic, and for that reason it is aristocratic also. According to Professor Baker, Plato sees in the family a root of selfishness which may grow into a family feud and civic sedition, and on the other hand a drag on development which prevents men and women from being what they might be. Said by Professor Baker on Plato. Here there are some important features of communism of wives. These features are very important to score more marks in exam. Okay. Communism of wives meant only for guardian class or ruling class and not to the majority of population. And it is not applicable to warrior class and producers class. Okay. The family life is a serious and a powerful rival to loyalty to state. There is no system of permanent wedding among guardian class, and all women are to be common to all men and vice versa by this communism of wives. All guardian class were to live together in common barracks and should eat in common dining tables. It was the duty of the state to arrange temporary mating between the best males and best females in the guardian class. This mating between the best males and best females produce requisite number of children. This mating was to take place between 25 to 55 years for males and 20 to 40 years of age for females. Mating beyond this age is strictly prohibited in both males and females. All children soon after birth were to be separated from the parents. No child was known to the parent and vice versa. Okay, remember that. I already said it. The responsibility of raising children was to be entrusted to state nurses. Whose responsibility is to raising children? It is to state nurses rather than their mother and father. Children born in a particular season were treated as siblings, like brother and sisters. Weak and disfigured children were to be killed immediately after birth. In contrast to communism of property, which insisted a renunciation of property by the guardian class, communism of wives insists on common ownership of women by the guardian class. These are some basic features of communism of wives by Plato point of view, and it is by Plato ideology. Okay, like this pattern you will write in exam on community of wives and community of property by Plato. Okay, don't miss each and every point. If you have any doubts related to this topic or UPSC examination, please ask me in comment box. Okay, I will give clarity on it. In next video, I will cover critical analysis of Plato's Communism of Wives and Communism of Property. Thank you so much and all the best.